What is going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and as you can see, the wall has changed. It's no longer blue. The wife started decorating, and that is that. Some news coming out of Everton today. Jesper Lundstrom has officially signed for Everton Football Club on loan until the end of the season, with a potential option to buy around 22 million euros, I think it is. Player comes from Napoli. I think it was 20 appearances last season, no goals. However, it does kind of not give the full story. This is a player that in Germany for Eintracht Frankfurt had a good season. As won silverware. He's a player that's dynamic, quick, aggressive, good turn of pace in terms of the tightness and just general footballing agility. And he also appears to have a bit of a football IQ in terms of being able to know the right time to push, the right time to come back, the right time to defend, go forward, and equally the right time to support the striker, run into the box, outside the box. There's no doubt the Premier League is a step up for him. However, I certainly think it is positive. Everton have, just gently gone around their business, and it's a good sign, and I'm happy with it. And it's exciting, really, that him and Endai will link up. There's also Harrison and McNeil still. I'm still now pondering this Harrison loan, if I'm being honest, because Everton have been linked with Willie Gnonto, and there is rumours that is a genuine, viable option. So I'm slightly surprised we've bothered with Jack Harrison. Not a dig to him at all, by the way. But Everton clearly had a strategy going into this window, and he's probably the only one that kind of doesn't really make sense based on what we've already seen. However, Everton moving forward will definitely have more pace in their attack and more ability to counter fundamentally. Everton's strong suit, as we know, is defensively. We know that we win lots of balls in the air. We know that Pickford is a commanding keeper, and we know that we've got a good back four, certainly when they're all fit. And we know that from the stats that were achieved last season. Yes, I do think we need a new right back of a better quality. Again, not a sort of a disrespect to Patterson. I do think injuries may not have helped him, but he's the one that sort of doesn't appear to have kicked on, albeit I said the same about Mykolenko, and then Sean Dyche has turned him into a world beater at left back. So I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but it's showing progression. It's showing positive moves, and all the sort of the last video you saw was oh God, the transfer, the takeover's gone kaput and all of that stuff. But we just seem to be staying level. We just seem to be staying calm. And it's exciting. And Everton go into their second pre-season game tomorrow, a game against Salford. Again, that it's another opportunity for the lads to get in a match environment, decent in terms of competitiveness. Salford, I think, are at least a week in front in terms of their pre-season, because they play sooner than we do in terms of the league and relevant competition games. So I think it's a good game for Everton to go into, and it'll be a good game to see us from an attacking perspective. I was really impressed with Schmitty's guile against Sligo. However, look, and this is no disrespect to Sligo either, but it was Sligo. So I'd like to see Schmitty actually start this game. I'd like to give him the minutes, start the game, and see how he can actually take it in almost, be that centre point for Everton, and see how you cope with it. Again, I know it's pre-season, but it's something that could encourage, nurture positive attitude, positive behaviour, something exciting, and that is all good in my opinion. The other thing that I think is worth noting, and again, I think is really important to chip in, is the Everton midfield. It's young, it's dynamic, it can do the relevant things that it needs to in terms of getting the ball aggressively, competing, passing it off if it needs to. I think James Garner this season could have a really encouraging, exciting season. And look, I didn't think it was bad last season, but I certainly think, this whole Onana shadow, in terms of the, he was the big name in the midfield. Everyone was like, Onana this, Onana that, and there isn't that anymore. You can now make a name for yourself in that team, in that midfield, and I do think that James Garner, as a footballing IQ and just his general play, his engine, his work rate, I do think he's got to be. I do think he's capable. So I'm excited to see James Garner as well this season, and certainly in pre-season. And then, of course, I can't wait to see players, coming back into full fitness that we haven't had for a long time. The Mikalenkos of this world. I would like to see Patterson. I'd like to see how Dele Alli can tune in and get going. This Everton team, all of a sudden, is looking exciting. There is a couple of little blocks that need changing. And, in terms of quality, look, we haven't got a Leon Bailey on our wings that people would refer to as an out-and-out winger, a Saka. We haven't got that level of player. But we've got players that are young, hungry, wanting to prove a point. And I think that is sometimes as powerful. Players who have not quite ticked the box or made it, or, have made it at a certain level and want to prove that they can be better. This is exactly what Sean Dyche is like, and the similarities between him and David Moyes are there for all to see. This togetherness, this aggression, this compactness to how they're performing. All of that is positive. So, in my opinion, I'm looking forward to the build-up to the season now. I'm looking forward to where we are. I'm looking forward to the squad evolution. And I'm looking forward to this game against Salford. A game where, as I say, I want to see Chimiti. I'd like to see this Lindström play. If he's fit to get to start him. If not, give him the last 45 minutes. I'm looking forward to seeing Ndai again. I'm looking forward to see some of the other players in and around the team. I'd love to see Dele Alli if he's available. And I'm looking forward to see other players. The other thing that I want to mention, we mentioned this a few times last season, and I would love to see it just once. And I know it's going to sound absolutely off the wall, but I genuinely would like to see Michael Keane up front. Not in a competitive game, not in a game that really means anything, but I'd like to see if he can hold the ball up and how he gets himself in position to shoot, because I see him so much in training, and you see him in these videos, and we've seen him in games. He's got an absolute rocket on him, and we know he's got good feet, and we know he can control the ball. His issue is always about positioning and being a bit clumsy and, not quite engaging his man enough. But I'd argue that none of that massively matters when you're a striker. The idea is get the ball out your feet and hit the target. I can't see why you can't do that. I'd just be interested to see. There'll be a lot of people listening to that going, Mike, you're talking absolute wham. But I just would be interested. In terms of the stadium, the barrel facade now is completed. It goes the whole way around the stadium, and the stadium is looking absolutely tremendous. Really, really good. Really excited about that stadium being completed. And, I just think that it's going to be amazing to go into it. That first game is going to be unbelievable. We mentioned about the ticket thing with Goodison, and already tickets for the game against Brighton sold out like that. Also meaning I didn't get one. So I have 5 home credits, and I think it went down to, I don't know what it went down to, but either I could have got one or I missed it. Simple as that. But it's going to be interesting at Goodison this season. I am genuinely excited. I don't think this team is going to be in a relegation battle at all. I think there's a bit more about them. I like to get this Calvert-Lewin issue resolved. I think the longer this drags on, the worse it feels for me. If he's not going to be at Everton Football Club, I truly believe he needs to go this summer. That also will help with PSR for the season after. And if we're going to need a striker, do it now. if the demands are too high from Everton, then what are the demands? I mean, if they're asking for 30, 35 million, then yeah, I agree. I think the demands are far too high. But if you're asking for 15 or 20 million, then yeah, I think you probably could sell him for that. But in January, he's going to be 5 to 10. Teams will wait. Teams will wait until the summer. So, yeah, I'm not... I think something needs to be done about that. We need to understand what's going on. We've obviously heard from Beto this week as well, talking about how he wants to prove the doubters wrong. And essentially people like me and people on Twitter that have probably been even worse than I have. I like Beto's attitude. I've always said that. I like his attitude. I like his determination. But I just don't think he's suited to the Premier League. I don't think his ball control is close enough. I don't think his ability to accelerate. Sometimes it looks like he's running in treacle. And I struggle with that side. None of that is against him personally, because I think he's, by the seams of it, he looks a tremendous human being. You know, really nice. But you know, the game is football, and unfortunately, I just don't. The jury is out on him from my perspective. So we are where we are. And the other one that is lingering around the squad is Neil Maupay, and I don't have anything positive to say about Neil Maupay, so I don't. But he is a striking option, and he did get a game or some time, and I'm just not interested in seeing it. So yeah. So guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. We will be doing videos essentially daily from now on. The only day we might struggle this week is Sunday, but every day we'll be doing videos. And yeah, I'll just keep you posted as to what things happen and what things are going on. Exciting. Game against Salford tomorrow. You know, I don't think you need a preview. I think that's pointless. It's a pre-season game. Everton will want to win. Main thing is fitness and building this squad and getting them together. We've moved early in the transfer window, which is what I personally prefer. This team will be built in. They'll go into that first game at Goodison Park at the start of the season, and that'll be really exciting. So, guys, keep smiling, up the toffees. Peace.